Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here. How you doing? Hope you had a really good weekend. I know I did. Very busy here. 2 new tutorials out on the channel. The Steam Weekly chart show, and then last week we had episode 2 of City Edition looking at Strict Toasters build, and episode 1 of Duvo, my first Let's Play for 2 years. Now, let's crack on with today's map. Today's map, really good. We've done this creator 4 times in the past. They got 7 stars in their first map, then 12, 13 and 12 in the last 3. And this one's another good one. So, something to look forward to. Let's crack on with your daily routine. You know what to do. If you're a regular, do it now, please. That's right, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Right, okay, so what have we got for you today? And the answer is a map called Durango map by It's Okay Durango map, because there is a Durango theme as well. Don't want to mix those things up. It's okay, like I say, we've done a few of theirs. There's a lot more on my waiting list as well of maps to do from them. There's your start square. Looks pretty solid, doesn't it? River running through it, not very wide, but a very good river. And then there's your resources, mostly used for painting, but I guess it's accessible, so let's not moan about that one. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, there's no DLC required, and just a one-click collection, which is just down there in the description. So if we'll have a little look at that. There are a few settings if you've got the cloud and fog toggler, daylight classic and sun shafts. But yeah, just a few rocks and a few trees, not too many at all. And there is a Durango theme as well. The good news with this theme is it doesn't require a LUT. This is a vanilla. And not a vanilla LUT, this is no LUT vanilla. Okay, so let's have a look. Now, those of you who've been with the show a long while will know that there are a couple of It's OK's themes that were a little bit grainy. Didn't look too good close up and in. This isn't one of them. This is very nice indeed. So we head down towards our first bridge. Now, if I'm honest with you, I question, do we need a suspension bridge here? We probably don't. I think that's probably overkill, maybe based on a real life bridge for all I know. We're really close to the edge of the map. The fog would be switched on, except for the settings were required to be switched off. And I've deliberately scooted over that quite quickly because you may have noticed something, but we'll come back to it. Rocks, we got some rocks along the side of the highway here. I think it looks really good. I think that looks really nice indeed. Kind of like a retaining wall, but a natural retaining wall. Yeah, works very nicely. And the overall aesthetic of this map is really good indeed. Highways look really nice. No problem with that. A few of you may not like the ruined effect alongside of the... what can we do? What can we do? It's just a natural thing with highways to have a ruined effect along the outside. I don't have an issue with it personally. I think it's kind of... Oh, look, the change of texture there. And then we'll mool along here. Now, there are a few minor issues with this map. Nothing major. A few minor ones. This bridge here, this bridge is fine. Not moaning about that at all. Oh, by the way, have you subscribed to the channel? Have you? Well, it's about time you did, don't you think? Okay, right, we'll keep rolling. A little bit of glitching between the roads there, nothing too bad. I'm happy to let that one go. Yeah, the issues that there are with this map are minor, are fairly easily fixed, and just little things really. This intersection here is perfectly fine. You may think it's a little bit on the low side. We'll have a look at that in a moment. But if we were to take a left, that would take us off to the edge of the map. Here, it looks low, but actually just about the right height. I think just about, so we'll let that go. Then we got this intersection here, which is the cross-state intersection. That'll take you across to the edge of the map via a different route. There we go, all the way off the edge over that way. We're not going to follow that route. I want to go the other way because the other way takes us to the start square. little bit of texturing again there with the sand. No problem with that. I think sometimes just a little change here and there. Oh, see that glitching there on the side of the riverbank? I missed that first fly through. And also one thing I didn't miss was these bridges. The highway ramps, I guess. I'm a little bit confused as to why they don't start parallel. I think they're supposed to start parallel because the one on the left there, the ground is elevated there. If we just change that to an elevated highway. Yeah, come on. That's it, elevated. Boom. I think it's supposed to look like that, or arguably both are supposed to be at ground level, because you can see we've got a little bit of the old pillar glitching under there as well. Not glitching, but you know, I'm going to just change it back to as it was. I think they're probably supposed to be ground level rather than elevated. It would look perfectly fine. That's a minor thing. There is something a little bit more major coming along in a minute, which we will have a look at. First of all, there's your start square intersection. Now you may notice we got traffic cutting across it, which I didn't notice until I started recording this. Why have we got traffic cutting across it? Is it dumb AI? No, it's dumb. It's okay. Looking back at this intersection, there's no connection from the right to go right. Any traffic coming down here wanting to turn right at this intersection has got to come down to the start square intersection, where we don't want loads of traffic running through it unnecessarily, and needs to do a U-turn and come back. So that is a oopsie. It's okay. It's a little bit of an oopsie. Easily fixed, of course, but I just sort of mention it. Hey, asset review jumped to and bit me on the bum there. But yes, it's easily fixed, of course. Now, last week I did one of Daft's assets and it didn't work properly. So instead of doing it again, I thought I'd do one of his newer ones. New England Townhouses Set 2 by Daft. These are really nice. There's 4 of them in there, and you can put them in any order you like, because that's the aim of the game, isn't it? Okay, let's have a little look at a factoid. One more. The most vicious breed of dog, according to accident statistics, is the Alsatian. Number 3 on the list is the poodle. I can vouch for that. I have had a poodle have a go at me, and I don't mean one of those little toy ones, I mean one of the big vicious buggers. Not very friendly. Oh, New England Townhouses Set 2 by Daft. Today's asset of the day. Let's scoot back along the highways. We're pretty much done with the highways now. The highways are pretty good. Like I say, that one intersection with the missing on and off ramp on one side. Oversight. Oopsie. But other than that, all very good. Now let's have a look at the rail. Now I've got a couple of minor grumbles with the rail, but they're minor. First of all, we've got trees overhanging the line. Now there's no catenaries on these lines, so we haven't got any worries about electricity shocking through the trees and shorting out. Not that happens in the game, but yeah, for realism, and it's a realistic looking map. But what we also have is well, we've got overhanging branches, and if you're all driving along in a train here at 120 and one of those branches smacks your windscreen, that could be rather dangerous. So there's that. The other thing are the slopes. Now, within context of the map, of the game, it's okay. Honestly, I don't have any major grumbles. I think 99% of you won't give a monkeys. Those true realists will be complaining about some of the slopes. I mean, that's probably the worst of the slopes we've just gone down there. Up and over this little railway bridge. It's got a little up the slope there, but it's not too bad. Quite steady. You see, it's been tapered in. It's a realistic map, and I think realism could have been extended to the rail a little bit more than it has been. It's not bad at all. Okay, I'm not marking the map down to 2 stars or anything silly like that because of this. It's all gentle and within tolerance of a game. But those of you that want that true real effect, this doesn't quite work, I'm afraid. Left or right? Left. Okay, now I've been busy this weekend also putting together a couple more of these interludes from Zach. Here they come.
Are you baffled by how YouTubers put detailing on their assets? Are you frightened that something called anarchy would break your game? Then you need the BonBonB's Beginner Guide to Anarchy. Click the information button now.
Thanks, Zach. We've got another new one coming along tomorrow. Okay, what we got here? We've got shipping routes, or lack of, which is fine actually. When you have a look at the river, you'll understand fully why. It's not very wide, not really set for big shipping routes. We do have a couple of air routes, so don't normally cover air routes, but I thought with the lack of shipping routes, let's point out you can actually have air on the go. And a water flow. A water flow is pretty strong actually. The river is quite narrow, but there's plenty of water flowing through it, so I don't foresee any major problems with water flow. And then you've got this big lake that you can draw from as well when you get to it in that build kind of location. And yeah, it just flows off the edge of the map. It doesn't actually flow in from the edge of the map, it's blocked off at the end there, and the water is forced in, which is fine. It's fine. Here we've got another slightly lighter water flow. It's out the 25 tiles. It's fed by this lake, and I think it's basically set up to be an electricity providing dam, which we'll have a look at in a moment when we come back down. But look at the texturing from up here. It's beautiful. And yes, this lake I suspect is designed to be a power producer. Now the texture isn't too bad over here, but I would like to see a little bit more foliage. I know we're out of the 25 tiles and that's why it's kind of been forgotten, but given the rest of the map has got tree coverage, it just seems a bit barren and bare and forgotten about, and maybe rushed to finish there. What we got here, this is clearly meant to be a dam, and that's fine. We can put our own dam in. That is absolutely lovely. Don't have any problems at all with that. Yeah, I mean, it looks a bit odd, but it's clear what that is intended to be, so I don't have an issue with that at all. I think it kind of looks all right as it is. Yeah, all dammed up. Anyway, and we nip across to the river, and we're going to run up the river. Now, those of you that said, you skipped over that bridge first time round, I did, because there is a little bit of drowned trees going on down this end, where they don't really appear anywhere else on the map. So again, I think this is edge of map oversight and forgotten about. Some of them I don't really mind. We've got a couple here completely underwater, which if it's used for detailing all the way up, I would buy into, but it's not. And then if we follow this up, we've got a few little waterfall and rapid type areas here. Maybe a bit of rock work under there would have added a little bit of extra detail, but that's fine. We follow this up a little bit more. You'll see some trees just skirting the banks and maybe getting their ankles into the water. And on the whole up here, I don't mind that. Let's find some in a moment. I don't mind it too much at all. Like down here, this one possibly just half an inch too far in. That one I would like to see up on the bank. This one I don't mind. That one just kind of like, I buy into that being the sort of tree that would be just growing out of the water, out of the riverbanks. So yes, some of them I'm okay with, some of them I'm not. Some of those right at the beginning were clear oversights. But yeah, there we are. It's actually, I find it quite a realistic looking river. I'm buying into it a lot. I think it's one of the highlights of this map. Nice waterfall going on there as well. I think we'll come back and use that as our thumbnail. And then this lake here, beautifully done. A nice large water source area as well. Once you get down to this area and start building into it, you can do some good stuff down there. And then the river continues all the way up, and we get a transition as well, and I like this, the way that it starts S-ing around. It's not too bad here, and we come up a little bit further and it really does start snaking around, which I think is a really good thing. So your chance to vote on this map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Remember, your votes really do count. We use them at the end of the month to find the best of, well, the best of the maps of the month as voted by you in the Viewers' Choice Top 10. But yes, we've got a little bit of the, yeah, just have a little look in the hills. We haven't been up in hills, have we? Sorry, I rushed a little bit with that one. Oh, I'm standing by it, though. I'm standing by that early vote. You might want to change your votes now. You might look at these hills and go, no, actually, no, I want to add an extra star or take a star off. I'm happy the build square is like devoid of trees, which is quite nice for building and not having to demolish stuff. Yeah, it's all very, very good. And now I'm going to come down. I'm going to settle down here now, and we will do the BonBon votes. The BonBon markings for the votes. What am I talking about? I have no idea. Aesthetically, it's very nice. Like the textures. on this map a lot. I like the overall design, the theme, everything about it. Just the secondary lake, the one on the edge of the map, could do with a little bit more foliage around it. So I'm going to give it 4 stars. 4 stars is good. Detailing, on the whole, really good. I'm quite happy with most of it. You could argue, yes, we've got a couple of drowned trees, and of course we have got that intersection, which is missing a bit. I still think overall it's worth a good 4. Very, very good score there indeed. And as for gameplay potential, other than the fact there's a couple of things you might want to fix, and just a question mark if you want the full realism with the railways, overall it's excellent. And because of that, I'm going to give that a solid 4 stars as well. Would have gone for the 5th star possibly had that intersection not need fixing first. It's a close one, but it does get the BonBonB seal of approval. That I have no doubt about. So anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. Don't forget to join me tomorrow, where we'll have another map in the What's Map series, a request map, no less, and of course episode 3 of City Edition, looking at Strict Toaster's city build. And yes, later on this week we'll have episode 2 of Durango, which I'm looking forward to finishing. Because I've not finished it yet. I must do some building. Right, thanks for watching. I'll see you very, very soon. Once we get to the end of this road, it's all going to fade to black. And that'll be me done. And I can stop talking now.